kids are being drove crazy because they're in the house, but they've been doing fine as far as being healthy and kind of social distancing and staying away from everybody, and just making sure that we're having some family fun activities at the house.
What is your thoughts of the new regime now in place? New front office, new head coach. You're a veteran. You've gone through the paces before. What's it mean to you? What's going on?
It means a lot. I think for them to make all these changes that they did in such a short period of time is huge for the franchise, and not only the franchise but the players. We all believe in this new group that's in here with us. We're going in each and every day in practice now, finally getting after it, and we're able to learn some new stuff and learn a completely different way of thinking.
Thank you. Say hello to your family.
I will do. Thank you.
All right, next up we got Rob Schaefer with NBC Sports Chicago.
Hey, Thad. Obviously, with the pandemic still going on pretty prominently, season approaching, just kind of curious what your comfort or concern level is kind of playing and traveling in a pandemic, and kind of what the urgency is team-wide with following protocol, with availability being so important.
Well, for one, I think the league and our team is doing a great job of just putting all the proper protocols in place for keep us healthy and safe. I think it's more so on us as the players, as the people who are working within the organization to just be safe in whatever we're doing, and make sure that we put ourselves on some type of rules and some type of regulations to where we're not putting everybody in jeopardy. Because at the end of the day, if one of our players or two or three of our players are not doing what they're supposed to do when they go home, it can set us back for several weeks at a time if someone catches COVID. So just trying to stay safe as much as possible. But I think that as far as the proper protocols and stuff that we're doing, I think we're doing a really good job of just putting everything in place and making sure that we adhere to all the new rules and everything that's going on.
And for you personally, do you have any kind of concerns or discomforts with the kind of schedule as it's broken out?
Yeah, we start off with a lot of our games on the road. So that's very tough, just for the simple fact that we were playing more home games and we could be a little bit more safer at home. But going out on the road, I think it puts you in a vulnerable space, when you have so many people that you can come in contact with, and you're moving and going through these hotels, and it's a lot of people that stay in these different rooms, and you don't know exactly how well the rooms are being cleaned and stuff like that. So yeah, it definitely puts a lot on your mind. But at the end of the day, this is the new norm now, so we have to learn how to live with it, and we have to make sure that we're doing the things that we need to do as far as washing our hands and social distancing, and bringing sanitizer, and using disinfectant wipes and stuff like that. So just making sure that we do all the things that we need to do to keep ourselves healthy.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right, next up is Joe Cowley with the Chicago Sun-Times.
Thad, how you doing?
Doing fine. How you doing?
Good. Hey, you've been around a lot of different locker rooms, and to a man, I think the guys that covered the team and were around you guys know that you guys said the right things when it came to Jim, whether those are your true feelings or not. But how important was it for you guys to get a new voice in that head coaching chair with everything that went on last year and the feelings certain guys may have had towards Jim?
I mean, for me, I think how I kind of looked at it was, when you're not winning, or you don't have a good track record of winning, you have to make changes. And I think they did everything that they were supposed to do as far as making those changes, and just bringing fresh faces and getting us a fresh start. I think a lot of guys within this franchise, just needed a fresh start with a fresh face, and just a new voice, and something different that they can look forward to each and every day. Just different opinions, different mindsets. But also with certain goals at hand. I think what Mark and AK brings is they bring a winning attitude. They bring the attitude that we need each and every day going into this thing. And then same thing with Billy. You know, he has a great track record of winning basketball games and having great relationships with players. And he's done a great job so far, you know, just coming in and, you know, voicing what he needs out of us. We had a meeting yesterday, and, you know, he took time to really sit down and talk to us as a team and just tell us, like, you know, these are the things that we need to do in order to win basketball games. And these are the things that we need to do in order to be able to fight through this thing. And, you know, I think he's done a great job so far.
Were you surprised that there were so many body bags filled when this thing was all said and done? I mean, for them to go through the front office and totally revamp that, and a coaching staff, whether guys had contracts existing or not, they were still cast aside. I mean, it was a vast cleansing.
No, I'm not surprised. I mean, you know, when you've had a team that hasn't made the playoffs or haven't won very many games and, you know, several years, you know, after, you know, the teams that they've had in the past, you know, you have to make changes. And, you know, I've been a part of franchises where they've done it, you know, specifically the Sixers. You know, I played 7 years there, and I had seen about 4 or 5 different coaches and, you know, 3 or 4 different GMs and, you know, 2 ownership groups. So, you know, I'm not surprised. You know, this is not my first rodeo. I've seen these things happen before. And, you know, usually, you know, they come out good when, you know, they make all these different changes and try to show that, you know, they really care, and that, you know, it's just not just a team that's just going out there and playing, but they want to win as a franchise.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
No problem.
All right, next up is Darnell Mayberry with The Athletic.
Hey, what's up, Thad? How are you, man?
What's up, D? How you doing?
Pretty good. Good to see you. Good to hear from you. It's been too long.
Yeah, man, it's definitely been too long.
I want to ask you about your new rookie, Patrick Williams. It's your latest one. Does it feel like you've had a lot of them?
Yeah, I mean, over the course of time, yeah, I've had a lot of rookies. 14 years now. So, but you know, he's been great so far. He learns, he listens. You know, he comes to work each and every day so far. I know it's been a short period of time with him, but you can see it in him. You know, you can see that he wants it. You know, he's still a kid though. So, you know, you have to kind of reel him in sometime and get him to understand a little bit, you know, of how, you know, this game is played as opposed to the college game, or, you know, him, you know, spending that short period of time in college, now transitioning to the NBA is completely different. So, you know, I've talked to him a few times and, you know, told him certain things that he can do to make him better and stuff like that. But, you know, he's going to be really good in this league. You know, he's a young kid with a big body, very athletic. He can get to the mid range and make shots. He can make the three. I mean, he has a lot of stuff in his arsenal, a lot of stuff in his package. And, you know, I definitely see it in him. I definitely think he's going to be in this league for a long time.
If I remember correctly, you came in at 19 as well.
Yes.
The fact that he has such a maturity about him and such versatility, what kinds of things would he need to be able to do if he's fortunate enough to be able to last in the league for a decade or more?
Just, you know, with his physical attributes, you know, being able to go out there and be a 3-and-D type player, being able to make shots, but also locking up on the other end, but also getting in transition. You know, he has, as a 19-year-old, he has some of the biggest hands I've ever seen. So him being able to do stuff off the dribble and being able to make plays and, you know, just using his natural ability and his physical attributes and the learning aspect and the learning curve and stuff, it will come, you know, just with time. You know, just as much time as you can get him on the court and him playing and understanding and getting a feel for the game, it's just going to make him better.
Cool. Thank you, man.
Yep, no problem.
Next up is Cody Westerlund with 670thescore.com.
Hey, Thad, good to talk to you guys again. I assume you've had a chance to talk to Arturas and Mark a little bit now and get to know them. In what ways do they complement each other? And just kind of what are their areas of focus as executives as it kind of pertains to you and the team?
I mean, they just want to make this franchise better. They want to come out and get it right on the first go around, as opposed to, you know, trying to take a whole bunch of shots and missing on all those shots. They're making sure that they take the time and do their due diligence on everything that they're doing. They're very precise at what they want to do. You know, I think what I like about them is that, you know, they're fully in it with us, you know, as a organization, as a franchise, but in it with us as far as like coming to practice, hanging out with us in the training room, talking to us. Sometimes Mark and Torres are in there lifting. Sometimes, just they're very different from most of the guys in the front office. They actually are around the team and they kind of hang out with us and we have conversations all the time. We're able to sit there and talk with them and joke with them a lot and build that relationship. That's what I like about it.
Thank you.
Yep.
And we're going to go back to Casey Johnson with NBC Sports Chicago.
Thad, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, Casey?
Hey, what's up, man? Real quick, getting back to the COVID thing, you guys weren't in the bubble, so this is kind of your first experience with like the protocols and stuff. Can you talk us through what that process entails? Is it annoying? Obviously it's for your safety, but is it extensive? Is it annoying? What's the process like?
The process is definitely a tedious process. Just coming in because you can't just walk into the building now. You have to go through all these proper protocols, which is, getting your COVID test and making sure that we have this app that it's called My Health app. And we have to make sure that we log into the app and make sure that we go through this small survey and let them know how we're feeling. We do temperature checks. And then, when you're in the training room, everything is 6 to 8 to 12 feet spacing. You have to wear a mask all the time. Sometimes it's hard to breathe in those things. I don't have the mask on right now, but if you're walking around the building just randomly, you have to have a mask on. And then it's just a lot of protocols that you have to go through. It's a very, very tedious process, but it's well worth it because now we're finally getting to get back in the flow of things as far as playing some basketball and getting back into the gym with the guys and being able to actually have some normalcy as far as like how we play basketball. But, anything off the court is just different. Thanks, man.
Yeah. And we've got Rob Schaefer again from NBC Sports Chicago.
Hey, Thad, you mentioned the schedule earlier and kind of how grueling it is, especially out of the gate. Just wondering, with all the factors kind of facing you guys this year, in terms of the roster being largely the same, but front office and coaching staff obviously overhauled, how equipped right now do you as a team feel to kind of face that and make the most of that, especially the opening gauntlet coming into it?
Yeah, I think for us, we're confident. We're going out there and we're learning and we're doing a lot of stuff. The good thing is we had a small bubble of our own a few months back, but we've also we all volunteered to come back a little earlier to get in the gym, and it was a lot of individual work. But the good thing is we're getting the feel for the coaches and we're getting the feel for some of the stuff that we're going to be doing. They're able to give us worksheets of the plays and stuff like that we can go through and look at and stuff like that. So for us, we feel confident. We think that, we can make it through this gauntlet that we're going through in the first beginning of the season. But, if we stick together, we'll be fine. And then, like I said, we have all the confidence in the world in our new staff and all the confidence in the world in the guys who are leading the charge.
And to follow up, it seems like you guys will be counting a lot on player development in terms of improving this year, with the roster largely intact. What are reasonable expectations for kind of when that takes hold? Is that something that you can expect immediate returns on in terms of immediate improvement? Or is that something that kind of takes a while to set in? What are reasonable expectations there?
We wouldn't know until we start playing games, actual games, regular season games. So I usually try to look at it within the first 10 games to see and try to analyze certain things. But, it's with anything. Everything takes time. And over the course of time, if you keep doing something repetitiously, you get better. And, I think that's what we're setting out to do. We're setting out to come and just put in the work each and every day and make sure that we try to get better each and every day as a team.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right, Thad, we got two more for you. The next is Sam Smith from Bulls.com.
Yep.
Thad, you before mentioned about the schedule started, which is a lot of road games. And no one's suggesting doing a bubble like they did in the summer and locking everyone up for 6 months. But why do you think the NBA is doing so much travel and opening basically 30 arenas? Is that a league thing? Is that Players Association? Whose idea do you think it is to travel that extensively given this virus issue? Thanks.
I have no idea at all. That's a question that's definitely over my head. But for me, we're here to work. We're here to do what we have to do. We understand that this league is obviously a game that, game of basketball that we love, but it's also a business also. So, for us, I think the biggest thing is just understanding that it's a business, understanding that, it's going to be a struggle. It's going to be some tough things that we have to go through. And this is one of them, traveling and, being susceptible to, that virus that's out there. So for me, I per se wouldn't want to travel as much, but it is what it is. It's a schedule, and that's what we have to do in order to, provide for our families and in order to keep this league going and moving. So, we have to sacrifice.
All right, last one is from Eugene McIntosh with the Bigs. You're muted, Eugene.
Okay, there. Thanks, Beth. Thad, how you doing, brother?
Doing fine. How you doing?
Man, I can't complain. Good to see you, man. I just I'm interested to know how a guy like you who's been through his fair share of training camps and preseason games, man, how do you approach that versus, this time in your career versus being a newcomer or a guy early on in your career trying to find his way?
I think I approach it from a standpoint of kind of like being an extension of the coach. Just, helping guys, feel their way through it. I know how to get through training camp. I'm always coming in shape, ready each and every year. So, that's nothing for me. The biggest thing is just, making sure that when I am going out there, that we're all getting something out of it and that we're all learning and that we're all getting better each and every day and getting the things that we need as a team. I try to approach it from a extension of a coach standpoint. So as much as I can help guys get better and guys get more acclimated to what we're doing, I'm all for that.
No doubt. Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, that's all we got for you, Thad. Thank you very much.
All right, no problem.
Thanks,
All right, no problem. Thank you all.
If you guys can stay on, we've got Daniel Gafford in the wing here coming on after Thad.
Y'all stay safe.
Your first question comes from Casey Johnson with NBC Sports Chicago.
Okay. Daniel, how you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thanks. Hey, we haven't had a chance to talk to you since that video of you playing video games was out, and you kind of had some critical comments of Jim Boylan. I'm just curious, first of all, like what exactly, I mean, it seemed like pretty clear what you were saying, but giving you a chance to explain what you meant by that. And also, did you have any contact with Jim after that situation?
Yeah, I had contact with Jim, just made sure that I cleared the air, that it wasn't anything, intentional or anything, that I was just trying to bash him or anything like that. That was nothing like that at all. But whenever it happened, I just basically just let it come out. I wasn't meaning anything, to mean or anything like that. Everybody was saying, "Oh, I'm bashing him, I'm being mean, I'm just talking down on him," or anything like that. That was basically constructive criticism, in my opinion. I mean, everybody else has their, they got their own opinion about what I said, but what I was meaning was, it's just constructive criticism. I mean, Jim was a great coach when he was here. He did all that he could, and he worked his tail off for the team. So.
Is that conversations maybe that you'd already had with him? I mean, had you voiced some of that constructive criticism with him? And I know we're going over old ground here, but we haven't.
I mean, when he had called, I was just letting him know that, that's just that was basically just me talking about life in general. I mean, everybody can work on themselves on and off the floor. That's nothing to take and just run with and make it seem like you're trying to bash somebody or anything like that, in my opinion, because I mean, like I said, it was just constructive criticism. I didn't mean anything wrong about it. I wasn't going at him or anything like that at all.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next we got Joe Cowley from the Chicago Sun-Times.
Daniel, what's up, buddy? How you been?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Hey, real quick, same thing I kind of asked Thad. You know, I mean, the guys that were around you, around the team most of the year, I mean, what you expressed wasn't a lone opinion. I mean, there were some guys that obviously didn't have the greatest relationship with Jim. How welcomed is this new voice, this new coaching regime, specifically Billy Donovan, who has
my coach when I was at Arkansas and stuff. So, you know, he really came in and just made sure that, you know, he built a relationship with the guys before we got to work. Because once he built that relationship and we got on the floor, it was just like, you know, it was flowing right after that.
Does it feel different? Does it feel like a different, whether it's energy or what, does the relationship with the coach feel different?
I would say, I don't know. I mean, in my opinion, it feels different, you know, a tad bit. I don't know about the other guys, but I mean, the atmosphere is great. I mean, you know, guys just come in ready to work. You know, it's team camp, we getting ready to play and stuff like that. So we finna go through, you know, a shorter season that we're used to. So we're just basically like focusing on that. You know, atmosphere is going to be a crazy atmosphere. Energy is going to be crazy energy. We just come in to work basically every day.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
All right, we got Cody Westerlund with 670thescore.com next.
Hey, Daniel, I was just curious, as a young player, with COVID being such a concern across the country and NBA protocols in place, like what sacrifices have you made? Like, how has your life changed with that?
My life hasn't changed at all because I'm a guy that comes in, practice, and after practice, I go home and I lay in my bed or either go play my game. You know, I don't really get out as much unless my girlfriend wants to go out, maybe eat or anything like that. But other than that, you know, I'm an in-house guy. I'm an introvert. I go right back home and do anything. So my life is basically the same. But, you know,
a lot of video games?
Yeah, basically. So, you know, it might be different for other guys because, you know, other guys might go out, you know, hang with their family and certain things like that. Me and mine, we stay in the house. We try to stay warm. You know, it was cold in Arkansas, but it wasn't as cold as it is here.
Yeah.
So we try to, you know, avoid it as much. But, you know, we're out from time to time. We make sure, you know, we do the right thing. We're out with our mask. We have hand sanitizer. You know, we got all the time. My girlfriend has like 2 hand sanitizers in her purse. Always. And wherever we go, whatever we touch, we always hand sanitize. Like there's no point in the day where I'm not doing this. But yeah, my life really hasn't changed at all. You know, like I said, I come practice, I get my work in, and I go straight to the house. I get my rest. I hang with her. I hang with my dogs. She has a chameleon. I have to feed the chameleon because she's scared of crickets. You know, we have a cat now. And, you know, I just basically, you know, do my thing at the crib. I don't do anything else outside of my house.
How many animals do you have in the house?
I have 2 dogs, a cat, and we have a chameleon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very busy. I appreciate the response.
No
Thanks.
All right, tough follow-up coming from Rob Schaefer with NBC Sports Chicago.
Yeah, that's brutal. But Daniel, what I wanted to ask you about is kind of going into your second year now, comfort-wise, just how you're approaching the season. What feels different from you, if anything, going from year 1 to year 2 here?
Just my approach on how I you know, come into the gym and come in and do my work and everything like that. So I finally got my routine down and what I need to do to take care of my body, what I need to do to get my mind right for where, you know, I come do my work on the court, do my work in the weight room, or really just want to take care of my body. You know, my routine has gotten better. It's more, you know, I would say, you know how routines are. So at first, my routine was like lopsided. I didn't know what I was doing when I was coming in. I didn't know if I needed to do this. I didn't know if I needed to do that. But now I got like my routine packed in. It's all me. I'm not letting, you know, anything else like get in the way of it. I make sure I get my time in and then I go out to the court. So that's just my main thing. My mental is better. You know, I just come in, I'm ready to work every day. I make sure, like I said, I take care of my body a lot more because last year I kind of, you know, was slacking on that area. But I take care of my body a lot more because that's a big thing, especially, you know, going into a league like this. Even though we have a shorter season this year, we're going to have, you know, the same season, you know, after this. You know, it's 72 games. We're going to go right back to 82 games. I got to make sure my body's good. So that's just my main thing. And just making sure my routine is top tier and, you know, perfect.
Well, another thing I wanted to ask about in a similar vein, Kobe, there's been a lot of talk about him this week, kind of stepping into perhaps a more prominent role, a primary ball handler type role. Just wondering, you guys are kind of on the same track here. Both were rookies last year coming into your second season. What have you noticed anything different about him, the way that he's been kind of operating in the team construct, the way he's worked, kind of differences in his game, things like that?
I mean, Kobe's a nonstop worker. He comes in every day and he has his mindset on one thing, and that's to get better. I always hear he's always in the gym. He's always working on his craft, things like that. He's become way more vocal than he was last year because, like you said, he's stepping into that role. But that's the main things I see. He's become more vocal, and his work ethic is basically the same, but he's always, at his peak, and he's always energized. He's always trying to make sure the team is right, everything like that. So he's stepping into that role pretty well.
Appreciate all that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we got two more for you. The next one comes from Darnell Mayberry with The Athletic.
All right.
Hey, what's up, Dan? Welcome back, man. Good to see you.
How you doing? I see you too.
Good. I want to ask you just about your individual season coming up. Some sort of what are your goals, and then beyond that, you're really good at what you do. Running the floor hard, playing with great energy, blocking shots, things like that. But how much are you looking to expand your game, and how soon are you looking to try to do that?
I'm looking to expand my game a lot more instead of just in pick and roll situations, which is one of the, best parts of my game, pick and roll situation. But I want to come off. I want to be like the type of guy that can, take shots, free throw line extended. I'm still working on taking those threes. I'm still working on that. But I'm working on building my confidence to where I can start taking jump shots in game, because sooner or later I'm gonna have to be one of those guys that we need down the stretch. To either take a shot or to get a rebound or certain things like that. I've been working on my body a lot. I've been, in the weight room real hard. I've been on this program that I'm trying to build muscle as much as I can. But basically just, trying to build on top of what I did last year. Just my goal is to be a better me than last year. And I try to, progress. I'm just going to try to progress as the years go by. That's just my main thing about it, because like I said, I led in blocks last year. I'm trying to, be able to do that same thing, be that defensive guy and, be able to help the team out on offense as well.
Cool. Thank you, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And now we've got Sam Smith with Bulls.com to close us out.
Okay.
I just wanted to ask in that vein also, how do you plan and hope to impact the game? And what Billy has been obviously talking to everybody about what he wants to see players do. What has he asked you to do? And how are you going to stay out of foul trouble, which you seem to get into during the introductions last season?
Mm-hmm. We just really, with pick and roll situations, we focus on, being in the drop now. So that's helping me out a lot because I can work to where I can play in verticality more instead of getting, easy fouls, from guards attacking me and certain things like that. But just my role is just be me. Play defense like I always do. Protect the rim. That's my main thing. Protect the rim and then worry about offense later. But on the offensive end, I just got to make sure that I'm in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing, and basically sometimes being a quarterback. Sometimes we might fall off on a play or something like that, and sooner or later the ball is going to come to me and I can step up. Be the the quarterback. We can do dribble handoffs, screen and rolls. Certain things like that.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Daniel, that's all we got for you today.
All right.
Thanks, Daniel.
See y'all.
All right, we'll be in touch with you guys on availability for tomorrow.